There is certainly a lot to learn right now in Valorant, but this game has hooked me so much, and so in this video, we're going to go over what it's really like to play Valorant after 20 hours of me invested thus far. So, let's get into it. If there's one thing that I can definitely take away from my experience thus far playing Valorant, is that in spite of all of the experience that I've had over the years with other shooters, being Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, even going as far back as SOCOM, none of that really translates completely into Valorant. There are some aspects that will, but in the grand scheme of things, it was very humbling because it reminded me that no matter how good you are in one game, this game is very different. And so you're always going to encounter a lot of obstacles and new challenges, which makes the game that much more refreshing and also very enlightening. So after that 20 hours thus far, I really felt that honest feeling within me to say, hey, you know what? It's okay to suck right now. It's okay to have potato aim, because it's only going to get better as I progress and as I improve and as I play. Because ultimately, towards the end of it all, consistency is imperative. And so long as I continue to invest my time, I'll only see more growth. But right now, after 20 hours, yeah, it definitely feels very humbling. But that humbling experience has reminded me of the hunger and the willingness to grow and do better. So that being said, let's move on to the next point. So the one thing that really was alluring to me with regards to Valorant when compared to that of Counter-Strike was that, unlike in Counter-Strike where much of your focus and attention is on your gun game and your grenades and your placement of grenades, your lineups, Valorant does share those similarities but adds the extra element with abilities, and the hero abilities more specifically. And that is really where the chess-like gameplay comes in for me, because what it does is it really changes how you play on every single map. Not every agent that you play is going to really elevate you on specific maps. For example, some agents will do really well, while others might do moderately well, while others will just be, completely cracked. And I think that extra degree of depth is what really makes Valorant so satisfying, because you're now having to really think outside the box on how you can really utilize your team's abilities to the best of your abilities, while also focusing on things like your positioning, your map awareness, the game sense overall. That's the beauty of Valorant to me. And so after 20 hours, I really felt immersed in the experience. And even though I would make mistakes along the way, it was great to see that you can use your abilities to not necessarily make up for your errors, but it was more or less an added element to where if one mistake was made, your teammates can back you up with their abilities to help you. You can cover flanks easier with certain things like Killjoy's turret or Cypher's trip wires, for example. These are always really fun, and because they exist, it really can help to open your creative mind a little bit more, if that makes any sense. And I love that. I love the feeling that you get from coming up with a unique strategy with your team and seeing it unfold in real time with all of your respective abilities in tandem, affecting how the game plays out. Much like a game of chess, because everyone's, for example, like the duelist would be like the pawn going in, and then you'd have your sentinels being somewhat of a mixture of like the bishop and the knight, and then you have your controllers, which are like your rooks and your queen. And I think all of that comes together to make a very unique and compelling experience that you can't really find anywhere else. So that being said, let's move on to the last and final point. Growing up as a kid, I always loved the feeling of evolving, the growth mentality, as I call it, because every time that I was able to accomplish something, be it small or large, there's always this dopamine rush that motivated me to keep going. And whether it was playing chess with my friends, or playing SOCOM, or playing Counter-Strike growing up, or whatever the case may be, track and field, aiming for that extra second off of my time for 100-meter dashes, there's always something new that I can always refine, always improve upon, and always try to excel at. And that's what motivates me a lot to play Valorant more, is that even at my age of 37, I still feel like I'm really in my teens. I really feel like I'm still in that mindset of endless growth. There's always a new seed to plant and water and nurture, because Valorant opens up a new avenue of creative possibilities with regards to each respective agent, how they play on every single map, as I mentioned before, and just the overall team coordination that you have to also apply, whether you're doing it from a solo queue perspective or you're 5 stacking. And that feeling of endless growth and just self-improvement is why I truly wake up every day feeling excited, feeling really invigorated to do certain things like aim training or mental exercise. So for example, my routine nowadays has been to get up 5 a.m. in the morning, do my daily stretches, full body stretches, but also I do mental exercise too, where I'll do reaction tests off the game, I'll do some hand-eye coordination testing, and all of that just comes together to, once again, launch me into the game with greater excitement, greater motivation, because I know that all of this training will eventually pay off in some way, and it's only going to make the experience of playing Valorant so much more invigorating as I go up in rank, or just even seeing my own skills rather improve over time. So that's a mindset I love to have, and over 20 hours thus far, I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. So look forward to a follow-up of this video where maybe over the next 40-50 hours I'll drop another video to let y'all know what I think. But so far, I am really loving the experience. I'm really truly immersed in what Valorant has to offer. The lore is great too, surprisingly, and I'm just looking forward to what's in the store as far as new agents down the road, weapons, or even maps, just to better learn and understand as I go. And that too, I think just learning new maps and applying, once again, new methods is truly a huge dopamine rush that I don't think I can get anywhere else right now. So all that being said, thank you so much for tuning in and hearing my story thus far about what it's really like to play Valorant after 20 hours. Be sure as always to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this down the road. And of course, if you want to go the extra mile, be sure to click that join button, as you'll be a new warrior, and look forward to more perks down the road for that. So folks, as always, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all always. See you on the next one. Stay strong, all right? Be good. Be blessed. Peace.